Imagine a place where the sky and sea merge into a single raging force, the Bering Sea in winter. Here the horizon blurs as gray clouds hang low, and the ocean churns with a wild, untamable energy. It's a world where nature's power is on full display, and every breath you take is sharp with cold. The wind screams, hurling icy spray that freezes instantly on deck. Every surface becomes slick and treacherous, turning simple tasks into dangerous challenges. The cold bites through layers of clothing, numbing fingers and faces, while the relentless wind howls like a living thing. This is no vacation spot, it's a workplace for king crab fishermen. These boats are floating factories, braving the elements in pursuit of a catch that could mean the difference between profit and loss, survival and failure. Here, survival means battling relentless waves, bone-deep cold, and exhaustion. Each shift can last for days with little rest as the crew hauls heavy crab pots from the depths, fighting both the sea and their own fatigue. Life on these steel vessels is a test of endurance. Sleep is rare, muscles ache, and danger is constant. Every movement is calculated, every step deliberate, because a single slip could mean injury or worse. The constant roar of the ocean is a reminder that safety is never guaranteed. Camaraderie is forged in hardship. Your crewmates are your lifeline. Bonds are built over shared meals, laughter in the face of adversity, and the knowledge that everyone depends on each other to make it home. One mistake can mean disaster, so trust is everything. Every action is watched, every decision matters, and teamwork is the only way to survive the chaos of the Bering Sea. Why do they do it? The money is good, but it's more than that. It's about testing limits, pushing through fear, and proving yourself against one of the harshest environments on Earth. It's the thrill of the hunt, the pride in mastering one of the world's toughest jobs. Each crab pot pulled from the sea is a victory, a testament to skill, grit, and determination. Out here, freedom replaces routine, and every day is a challenge. The open water offers a sense of possibility, a break from the ordinary, and a chance to live on the edge. The Bering Sea is unforgiving, but for these men and women, it's also a place of opportunity. It's where dreams are chased, risks are taken, and fortunes can be made or lost in a single season. They chase adventure, purpose, and a living on the edge of the world. Every storm weathered, every crab caught is a story to tell, a badge of honor earned in the cold. For them, the sea is both adversary and reward. It tests their limits, but it also gives back in moments of triumph and awe. This is king crab fishing, raw, real, and relentless. It's a life lived at the mercy of the elements, where only the toughest endure and every day is a battle worth fighting. In the late 1970s and early 80s, Alaska's king crab fishery was booming, a gold rush on water. The docks were alive with excitement, and the promise of quick riches drew fishermen from all over the country. The king crab was the prize, and the Bering Sea was the new frontier. Boats crowded the Bering Sea, hauling in record catches and fortunes. The harbors overflowed with vessels, each one hoping to strike it rich. For a few short years it seemed like the bounty would never end. It was wild, unregulated, and felt unstoppable. There were no limits, no quotas, just a race to catch as much as possible, as fast as possible. The decks were chaos, with crews working around the clock, driven by adrenaline and the lure of big money. But by the mid-80s, the crab population crashed. Overfishing, changing waters, or nature's cycle, no one's sure. The once plentiful crabs vanished almost overnight, leaving fishermen stunned and desperate. The ocean that had given so much suddenly seemed empty and unforgiving. The boom turned to bust. Many lost their boats and livelihoods. Families who had built their lives around the fishery faced ruin. The dream was over, replaced by uncertainty and loss. The Derby-style race for crab was deadly. Crews pushed to exhaustion, and mistakes cost lives. The pressure to catch as much as possible, as quickly as possible, led to dangerous shortcuts and tragic accidents. Crab fishing became America's most dangerous job, with fatalities from storms, equipment, and icy waters. Every season brought new stories of loss, and the risks became legendary. The sea demanded everything from those who worked it. The collapse forced change. The industry adopted quotas, ending the frantic race. Fishermen and regulators came together, realizing that survival meant working with nature, not against it. Now, each boat gets a set share, allowing safer, more sustainable fishing. The chaos of the past was replaced by order, and the focus shifted to protecting both the resource and the people who depend on it. Captains can wait for better weather, and deaths have dropped dramatically. The new system means crews don't have to risk everything for a catch. Safety and planning are now as important as skill and luck. The reckoning saved both crab stocks and fishermen's lives. The fishery found a balance, proving that it's possible to harvest the ocean's bounty without destroying it. The lesson: nature's limits can't be ignored. When greed and short-term thinking take over, the consequences are swift and severe. The sea is powerful, and it demands respect. Today's fishery is safer, but the memory of the bust shapes every season. Veteran fishermen remember the hard times, and their stories remind new generations to never take the resource for granted. The sea gives, but it can take everything away. Every trip is a reminder of the risks and rewards, and the delicate balance between man and nature. Rationalization brought order to chaos and a future to the fleet. The industry learned from its mistakes, and now works to ensure that the mistakes of the past are never repeated. The Bering Sea's lesson is clear: respect the resource or lose it all. Sustainability isn't just a buzzword here, it's a way of life, born from hard experience. King crab fishing survived by learning the hard way. The scars of the past remain, but so does the hope for a future where both the crabs and the people who chase them can thrive. You don't catch king crab with a rod and reel. This is a job for steel giants, built to withstand the harshest conditions the sea can throw at them. Out here, fishing is a battle against the elements, and only the toughest equipment and people can survive. Crab pots are massive cages, each one stretching up to 7 feet across and weighing as much as 800 pounds when empty. These aren't just traps, they're feats of engineering, designed to endure the pounding waves and the relentless pull of the ocean. Stacked high on the deck, these pots transform the boat into a labyrinth of steel and wire. Navigating the deck becomes a challenge in itself, as fishermen weave through this maze preparing for the next drop. The design is ingenious. Crabs are lured in by the irresistible scent of bait, crawling through narrow entrances. Once inside, escape is nearly impossible thanks to the clever mesh and funnel system. These heavy pots are lowered to the ocean floor, sometimes hundreds of feet below the surface, where they sit in silence, waiting for the crabs to arrive. The scent of herring or squid drifts through the cold, dark water, traveling surprising distances. It's a dinner bell for crabs, drawing them from the hidden crevices and rocky outcrops of the seafloor. When it's time to haul, powerful hydraulic cranes, known as blocks, take over. These machines are the muscle of the operation, hoisting the massive, waterlogged pots back to the surface, often in rough seas and biting wind. Each pot is tethered to a brightly colored buoy, bobbing on the endless waves. These markers are the only sign of the traps below, guiding the crew back to their hidden bounty in the vast open ocean. The tools are simple but rugged: steel cables, heavy hooks, and weathered gloves. Every piece of gear is built for strength because out here, failure isn't an option. Every haul is a gamble. The crew holds their breath as each pot is opened. Sometimes it's brimming with writhing king crabs, other times it's frustratingly empty. The suspense is part of the job. The gear is tough, but the people are tougher. These fishermen endure freezing temperatures, long hours, and constant danger, driven by the hope of a big catch. This is fishing on an industrial scale where every detail matters, from the placement of each pot to the organization of the deck. Efficiency and precision can mean the difference between profit and loss. The ocean is unforgiving, and so is the work. In the harsh Alaskan waters, only the strong survive. Both man and machine must be ready for anything the sea delivers. Setting pots is a high-stakes dance of precision and teamwork. The captain uses GPS and sonar to pick the perfect spot. Experience and instinct guide the choice. On deck, the crew baits each pot, braving ice and waves. Communication is key. One slip can mean disaster. The crane swings the pot overboard, and the buoy follows. Timing is everything. A tangled rope or a caught hand can be fatal. This process repeats for hours, sometimes days, as the crew lays a string of traps across the seafloor. Once the last buoy is tossed, the waiting begins. The pots soak for days, luring crabs in the dark. For the crew, it's a brief pause before the real work starts. Every set is a bet against the sea. After days below, it's time to see what the sea has given. The captain finds the first buoy, a crewman snags the line from the waves. The hydraulic block hauls the pot up, every eye on the rope, every muscle tense. As the pot breaks the surface, anticipation spikes, jackpot or bust. The pot swings aboard heavy and dangerous. Deckhands guide it to the table, open the door, and a cascade of crabs and seawater crashes out. A good pot means hundreds of crabs, thousands of dollars. There's no time to celebrate. The cycle repeats, pot after pot, sorting, baiting, stacking, relentless motion until every trap is back on deck. The work is grueling, the reward uncertain. Every haul is a test of skill and luck. This is the moment fishermen live for. Once the crabs hit the table, the real race begins. Against time and the law. Strict rules protect the crab population. Only legal-sized males are keepers. Each crab is measured with a gauge, too small and it goes back. Females are off-limits, identified by their rounded flaps, and must be returned unharmed. Conservation is survival. The future of the fishery depends on it. Legal crabs go into holding tanks, kept alive in circulating seawater. The crew sorts with practiced speed. Every second counts. Mistakes mean fines or worse, so precision is everything. Non-keepers and bycatch are tossed back quickly. The process is fast, tough, and unforgiving. Sustainability isn't just a rule, it's the only way forward. Every crab counts for today and tomorrow. Nothing tests a crew like a Bering Sea storm. Winds roar, waves tower, and the boat becomes a cork in a washing machine. Ice is the deadliest threat. Spray freezes instantly, weighing down the boat. Too much ice, and the vessel can capsize. The crew grabs sledgehammers, smashing ice in brutal, freezing conditions. One slip on the slick deck can be fatal. The water is lethal in minutes. Equipment is dangerous too. Hydraulics under pressure, swinging pots and slippery decks. Every moment is a negotiation with disaster. Training and trust are the only defenses. The sea is beautiful, but it's merciless. Survival depends on skill, grit, and luck. Out here, nature always has the final say. Today's king crab fishery is safer, thanks to quotas and technology. The frantic derby days are gone. Captains can wait out storms. Coast Guard checks, survival suits, and emergency beacons are now standard. Modern boats have advanced navigation and communication gear. Fatalities have dropped, but the job is still dangerous. Heavy gear, rough seas, and freezing weather remain. Economic and environmental challenges loom. Rising costs, uncertain crab stocks, and canceled seasons. Sustainability is more important than ever. The future of the fishery depends on respecting the ocean's limits. The risks are lower, but never gone. Strip away the storms and steel, and you find the heart of king crab fishing, the people. This isn't just a job, it's a calling, a way of life. Fishermen are adventurers, risk-takers, and providers, drawn to the freedom and challenge of the sea. The rewards go beyond money. There's pride in doing what few dare. For many it's a family tradition, passed down through generations. Small Alaskan towns live and die by the crab season. The work is brutal, but the camaraderie and sense of purpose run deep. It's a legacy built on grit, skill, and respect for the ocean. Every season is a gamble, every haul a test. These men and women are the soul of an iconic industry. They prove that the greatest rewards come to those willing to risk it all.